the American people.
I see. Is there a way that they can just prioritize this? I wonder. It just feels like it would be so much easier to digest as a regular person.
Yeah.
If you weren't thinking like, well, heck, my guy's got to stay up all night for 600 nights to get all this information in, and to get it in accurately and then to make fair choices on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer to your question is you could do that, but Congress would have to change its procedures.
And could Congress do that if they voted to do it?
They could.
They could.
But they would need to change their procedures. And, the president's attitude is, we're gonna tell you how to run Congress.
Right.
We're working within the constraints that we have.
Understood.
And we're just trying to get as much done. And look, I mean, people are frustrated with Congress. I get it. People are frustrated with certain things that Congress does. I agree with a lot of those criticisms. We do spend way too much money in this country. Like it is a reality that we spend too much money, but I don't think those criticisms apply to this particular legislation. Like one thing I'd ask everybody to say is, okay, so big ugly spending bill, some people are calling it. What is the spending that is done here? The biggest single budgetary item, Theo, in this bill is the money to secure the border. Like that's not ugly spending. That's like the best kind of spending.
Well, that's a great kind of spending. I think, no, I agree with that. Look, we've had 2 border officials on over the past 4 years, and we've learned about all the infrastructure issues that they face. We've learned about the fact that the executive branch doesn't process any of the, they'll apprehend the guys, but then they're not processed. I think it's the executive branch.
Yes, because we don't have the money to do it. Like that's okay.
But they were saying for years, guys would come in and they'd have to catch them every other week because they would, and nobody would prosecute them. So it was just, then it made them feel like they didn't have any value. I know that we're signing like 5,000 new people to work at the border. Yeah, exactly. So I know that we're giving a lot of new jobs over there.
That's what we're trying to do, right? Is create enough resources so that you can actually do all the border enforcement that we promised. And like the part that the president got immediate action on, if you think about this, we came in, the president empowered Border Patrol to stop letting people come across the border illegally. That stopped pretty much immediately. You got like a 96% drop in border crossings immediately.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, is you got 21 million people in here illegally. You got to send them home. You got to process them. You got to actually, sometimes some of these people, are entitled to some kind of trial for one reason or another. So you've got to do that. That stuff all costs money. And that's where we don't have money to do it right now. So that's why this bill's necessary.
Did, who was that? They just said that, did Congress have enough time to read this bill? Rep. Thomas Massey said the House has a 72-hour rule which requires the bill to be posted 72 hours before passage. What does that even mean?
Yeah, that's I'd never heard that before. And look, I mean, Thomas Massey and I get along. But my understanding is that the bill text was people have had literally weeks to pass it or to read it. And the reason, okay, here's the criticism I'd give of what Thomas Massey's saying right here is what's going to happen is the Senate has to vote on this bill and then it has to go back to the House. And it may change like 1%, like the Senate may change a sentence or a paragraph here or there, but it's going to fundamentally be the same bill. So the idea that people haven't had an opportunity to actually read it is ridiculous. They're in fact going to have to vote on it again before it even becomes law.
So they'll have more time.
They'll have more time.
Got it.
Like by necessity, by law, they have to.
Understood. Part of the bill I know that that's getting a lot of attention, right?
Yeah.
Is, and I do want to say, I recognize that, when you get into a place, you can't just get what you want, right? There's a lot of people in that place and everybody wants certain things.
There's a give and take. That's why I'd say it's good, not perfect. There are criticisms to make of it.
Yeah. There's a give and take, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
You can, it's like getting in-laws or whatever.
That's right. Any good marriage has give or take. Any good relationship has give or take.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For
sure.
You got to compromise a little bit. You got to accept some things you might not love. That's the nature of the beast.
Part of the bill that people are talking about is there's the AI stuff, right? Like the government, there's a ban, is that we're going to spend a lot of money with AI, in order to advance, bring our government technologies up to code, really.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then also it says in there that there's a ban that at state levels, they couldn't prosecute some of these AI companies, right?
So,
that sounds really sketchy.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And this is in USA Today. I'll just read it. The ban is tucked into a section of the bill that would allocate $500 million over the next 10 years to modernize government systems with the help of AI and automation technologies. The ban would not only prevent new state-led regulations of AI, but would also block dozens of states from enforcing pre-existing AI regulations and oversight structures.